Well, hello again, and welcome to another bonus episode of the Hyperion Adventures podcast, live on recorded here in Anaheim at D23. Michelle.
Yeah, the end of a very long but exciting and fun day.
Boy, was it long, but boy, was it excited. I'm exhausted right now. I don't know what you feel like, Michelle.
Yeah, I'm pretty worn out. It's getting close to 11 o'clock. We started pretty early. We just got back from the convention, from the Honda Center, and are excited to share some fun things that we experienced today, right?
Yeah. So please bear with us. We're exhausted. It's been quite a day. It's been an emotional day. It's been a fun day. There's been a lot of excitement, a lot of stuff going on. Hopefully the sound is a little better today. You'll see we're sharing a mic today, hoping I want the sound quality to be a little bit better for the podcast. Hopefully that's a little better today. But either way, we're going to have some fun talking about day one of D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan Event 2026, Michelle.
Yeah, and today we were very fortunate to have 2 reservations for panels, so that kind of made it a little bit easier to kind of start our day off, knowing that we really didn't have to get there as early to get in line. Although we were there for opening, which was funny, and maybe on our bigger recap we can go over that.
Yeah, well, I did want to mention just a little quick thing that was pretty funny about that, and we are going to get to the entertainment showcase. Maybe not completely break it down because there was so much. There's so much, but we will get to that. But we want to talk about a little bit of the rest of the day first. So we did get down there to the convention center around a little after 8 o'clock, I think. Got in the queue. It was a big sort of warehouse room with a lot of massive people there. It started off okay. 9 o'clock comes. They open the doors. People are going in line by line. We knew it was going to take us a while before we get there. Then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but just a mass of people started to move. And we're like, I guess we better start moving too.
Yeah, it was like mayhem all of a sudden that they weren't doing the lines. I don't know if it was people just being aggressive at the front of the line and just wanting to go in, because technically it opened at 9 and this was already like almost 9:30. And I think people were getting anxious. If you had a virtual queue for shopping, that was already started if you were in an early queue. So maybe people were panicked about that. Or just they weren't really following the lines at the beginning, and people said, oh, if they're not really paying attention, let's just go.
So, yeah, I mean, unless somebody was near the front there and will tell us about it, I don't know exactly what happened there. It's like, okay, I guess we're going here, but it seemed a little odd for Disney fans who are so used to queuing things to suddenly just have it be kind of chaos. But it all worked out. We actually ended up going a back way. You saw a bunch of people going to a back door. We went that way, ended up there, and we were actually in there by 9:30-ish, I think.
Yeah, a little after that. Yeah. Like I said to you, I think I jinxed it when I sent out a post showing that people were doing a great job and they were doing great all the morning, getting in line with the queues and following it, and everybody being very friendly about everything. But then it didn't. But anyway, there's much more to talk about.
Yeah. But yeah, just a funny start to the day. So first thing we did, we got in the hall, we kind of walked around a little bit, checked out a little bit. One of the places we wanted to stop in because we'd seen some posts from media members who had been in the day before for a preview where the Imagineering area was. And we knew that they had several of the models set up for some of the areas that are coming to the variety of Disney resorts, not only in the United States, but around the world. And was very impressed by several things. I think the one thing we saw there that we were most impressed by was Piston Peak, right, Michelle?
Yeah. First of all, the layout is great, but also how large it seems. And I was speaking a little bit to one of the Imagineers that's working on it, and he said that seems to be a common comment that he is hearing from people. But what was nice about the display, if you got to see when they did Batu back when Galaxy's Edge was going to open, it was kind of like that big layout. But here they also included some of the other areas around Piston Peak, so you could kind of get a better perspective of where everything laid out. So like they had Tiana's there, and they had some other elements of Frontierland and everything. So
gave you a frame of reference.
Right. But again, it really looked pretty cool and exciting. And I'm definitely very, very hyped for it.
Yeah, I was super impressed. We all are going to miss Rivers of America. Let's be honest. We love that area. We love taking pictures by that area. We love the calm serenity of that area. A lot of people love Tom Sawyer's Island and that being gone. I get it. But if they're going to have to replace it with something, just from that mock-up, it looks pretty cool. And it's going to be something that I think we're going to enjoy. So thrilled for it, and that was fun. Checked out a couple other things that were in there. They had a little bit of the costumes and some of the sort of scenes for Carousel of Progress and a few other things.
Yeah, the Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
the building, what that would look like, really looks impressive.
Yeah, some of the stuff from Tropical America, some of the animals, they're going to be on the carousel there, and some they're going to be within the Encanto interaction as well.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. We couldn't stay full time. We need to go back and check out more because we were trying to go to see if we could get in because we did make a virtual queue to get into the D23 marketplace to purchase stuff. We thought we might get in there before our first reservation panel, but as we got there, we realized, oh no, it's not happening. So then we needed to beeline all the way in the premiere stage where this was happening was all the way down, like a long ways down the hall, upstairs and down the hall. But that was for Beauty and the Beast, A Tale as Old as Time. And you may have seen that. That was streamed, I believe, on Disney Plus, among other places. So you may have seen it. But it was a wonderful panel, Michelle.
Yeah, it was a real celebration of the 35th anniversary of the original animation. But then they tied in how Broadway, how it sparked a Broadway musical and how that's being revived now and coming out. So it was nice having three bells on stage at the same time. But they also had definitely the heart and soul of people who worked on the original animation and why that was so different. So
yeah,
very exciting.
In some ways we had 5 bells on stage at the time because yes, we had the obvious the original bell. We had Susan Egan, who of course is the first bell on Broadway, and then we had the current bell who was on the new touring edition of Beauty and the Beast as well. But we also had Mark Henn there, who animated Belle, and Paige O'Hara, who was the first Belle, would say he's as much Belle as I am because of the animation that he did. He's the princess animator, Disney legend. And then he throw in Alan Menken, who so much of the music that's involved in, basically telling Belle's story through music was there as well. It was incredible. And Don Hahn, who was the producer of Beauty and the Beast, was there as well. It was just a really great performance. Susan Egan, and I'm sorry, unfortunately, right at this moment, the new Belle's name escapes me. I'm exhausted. Please bear with me. We'll get to it next week when we do our full show. They got up and sang Tale as Old as Time, Beauty and the Beast, at the end of it all together, and which was wonderful. And it was just a really, really nice panel.
Yeah, and it was really touching to have, honored also Howard Ashman for his role.
Alan Menken couldn't hardly keep it together. We're bringing up Howard. Yeah,
and
me neither.
Right. I mean, you can tell that that admiration that he had for his colleague, his friend, was just still very alive today. But it was great to kind of stop and recognize, and actually he had the whole audience applaud Howard because of his contribution, and kind of like hoping that our energies kind of were shed up there too.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing. Amazing. The panel was great. Loved it all. Lots of behind the scene footage that we'd never seen before, which was really cool. So loved that panel. Got done with that. And yes, then our virtual queue, right? Like I was almost exactly at that time, came up. So we beelined it down to the D23 marketplace and we picked up our Tiki Bird. Yes, we picked up Jose that we were very excited about. And when we saw it, because they have it on display there, and they let it do its thing, its animatronic thing. And we were even more sold on it when we saw what it can do. It's amazing. It's fantastic. We can't wait to add it to our Tiki Room / Adventureland collection, Michelle.
Yeah, it's so adorable. And so glad that we had the opportunity to get it. And, it wasn't cheap, but personally, I thought it was going to be more. So I was pleasantly surprised at that. They also give the discount for being, annual pass holders and DVC and things like that. So nice.
Yeah, it was great. Picked up another piece of artwork as well. But then we couldn't stick around and shop for a long time because then we had to go all the way back to the premiere stage for our next reservation, which was the Simpsons Stories from Springfield, Michelle. And that was a really fun panel as well. A little bit more disjointed because even the people that were out there, which there were a lot of the writers, and Matt Groening, who is the person who actually created The Simpsons, were there on stage. But here's like, look, we're getting ready for a new season. We're doing a movie. We did not have a long time to plan this panel. But they did have some good stuff, including we got to see a full Simpsons episode that's coming next season. And it's kind of focused on, if you know the series, The Black Mirror. This is called The Yellow Mirror, and there's a couple of stories in it. I won't give anything away on it, but it was pretty interesting and cool, I thought.
Yeah, somewhat of a different vibe of what you'd expect in The Simpsons. I mean, of course, they prepped us for that there would be some sadness in it, but it was great. I was thinking, are we just going to be seeing clips? But no, it was great that they gave us some sneak peeks there, but then they also had the panel and did a great job.
Yeah, the panel, they showed us some stills of what's coming up this season. A variety of things that are going to be some storylines that you're going to see, new Treehouse of Horror, and a couple other things that were very interesting in them discussing that, and kind of their the passion projects behind them and them writing them was pretty fascinating. And at the end, this is something that happens regularly at Simpsons panels, whether you see them at D23 or whether you go to Comic-Con, especially if Matt's there. They do a Q&A a lot at the end, and you can ask the dumbest question you want. You're going to get something at the end. A lot of times it's actually artwork from Matt Groening drawing a Simpsons character or something along those lines, autographed by him.
Yeah, he came prepared with the booklet already.
Full pad.
Each page had a different character drawn on it, and he autographed it as well. So, yeah, it was really fun to see that happening, and lucky people got some great mementos for that.
Yeah. So just a tip, if you ever find yourself in one of those panels, have a question ready. Well, again, it could be the dumbest question, but have something ready because you might get something out of it. So that was really cool. But enjoyed that panel very much. Then we kind of had to check our stuff because we were still carrying around that giant tiki bird in the art and everything. So we checked our bags. Then we went and got into our third queue of the day. This one we did not have a reservation for. We did stand by, but the good thing about it is we got there early because we wanted a place to sit down and have a little bite to eat. We brought some food with us, sat there. We were first in line at the standby. So we knew we were getting in, got in, and it was a wonderful little panel about ink and paint. And one of the great things about it was Eric Goldberg, who is being inducted as a Disney legend this year, but you know him. He's done so many of the characters you love, including, of course, he's best well known for doing Genie. But we got to see him doing a little bit of his craft. And then we got to see some of the ink and paint artists explaining their process for doing ink and paint.
Yeah. I mean, we had been introduced to, personally for us, we had seen it on the tour about Walt Disney. So we kind of already got to see that, but I think it was a good refresher to be able to, and there were a lot more detail was provided and seeing it and discussing it, and I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, I loved it. I never seen Eric Goldberg in person. I've seen him in videos and everything, working his craft. To actually see him doing it was pretty cool and in the room. So it was a really, really nice panel. And the ink and paint people, the work they do, it's incredible. They don't do as much on actual films anymore. Mostly it's like Disney fine art stuff that you see now. So if you get an animation cell, a lot of times the ink and paint department is working on those. But they are still doing some incredible work that they've been doing for decades now. And it's carrying on the tradition. So that's really cool.
And a nice tradition is that area that they work in has been there for so long,
since the studios opened there in Burbank.
Right. So even though there have been so many changes of what is actually in the studios, that's been one of the consistent things. And so I think that's kind of a real nice tribute to where animation started this company. And that's what's still there in the heart of where it was first placed.
Yeah. And they tell us all about the paint that's still they found a bottle of paint. And we heard this story when we toured ink and paint last year. But they found a bottle of paint from the 80s that's been around when they had to kind of do some work on some of the shelving there. So pretty incredible. Not only do they have this talent that's been going back for decades, they have paint that's going back for decades. So pretty amazing.
Being there for 35 years. Impressive.
Yeah. And that ink work, that's that's some work. All of it, the paint work, all of it, pretty cool. So that was fun. Then it was time. Hey, we got to gather up our stuff. Went back, grabbed our car. We had to book it to the Honda Center because, of course, the big panel tonight was the Disney and all of its brands entertainment showcase. And what an entertainment showcase! And what an entertaining entertainment showcase! Excitement, fun, tears. Tears. And some, interesting. I think a lot of it, and I think Michelle, you would agree with me on this, that a lot of it was stuff that we knew was coming. There were a few interesting new announcements, a couple films and shows that we did not know, or maybe some casting announcements that we did not know. But I think if you went back to our recent episode where we did our wild D23 predictions, but we started it off by doing kind of obvious things, a lot of the stuff we kind of went down that list, and a lot of that stuff was discussed during this panel.
Yeah, I mean, they may have given some updates of progress and things like that, or a little film clip. But yeah, everything that they announced at the 2024 D23 was, just coming a little bit more to the surface and not as many new announcements.
Yeah, we saw some new footage that we had not seen before from several different movies and television shows coming up, several new trailers. They're probably dropping online once they play there. A lot of times the trailers, not necessarily the footage, but some of the trailers up line. We did see from the Simpsons movie, because that's coming, that we saw some very, very raw. They're like, we don't normally show something this raw. It was very, very raw footage, and it was hilarious.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for it. It's pure Simpson to the core.
Yeah. And yeah, there was lots of other things. I think the big thing for me that caught me, and I think it caught most everybody there, not by surprise, but in amazement of the showcase of this, is right about in the middle when they did Disney Broadway, and they broke out The Greatest Showman, which they had announced a couple years ago that this was coming. Well, and we knew kind of it was coming. We'd heard that there were some rehearsals. Well, we had the full cast there performing like 3 different songs in and out of the aisles, up and down, and doing like some of the like circus, trapeze work and stuff. And it brought the house down. It was incredible, Michelle.
Yeah. I mean, think about being at a theater. That was kind of that feel. You had the feel of the theater because you had all those performers there and everything. And it was just beautiful and stunning and just wonderful. And it looks like it's going to be an amazing, amazing musical that's going to be opening up in England first.
Yeah. So it's going to be opening up at the West End, coming up not that far from now. So yeah, obviously the cast has been well in rehearsal. It showed during this. And the performances were amazing. Standing ovation from a lot of people because they were so amazing. So that was great. There was a couple new movies. There was a new movie called Clay that we learned about that's coming in a couple of years. There's some more Pixar. We got stuff from Pixar. We got stuff from Nat Geo. We got stuff from Lucasfilm. Ahsoka season 2 trailer or footage dropped. We got to see some stuff. Oh, and by the way, Hayden Christensen on stage.
Yeah.
Hey, yes, definitely. Anakin Skywalker is going to be apparently even more present than he was last season in Ahsoka. In this one, it was great to see Hayden Christensen on stage. Last Starfighter from Marvel. We got to see a little bit of Vision Quest, which is coming here in just a couple months. Kind of our first trailer of that. That's probably online now, I would expect. And James Spader and Paul. Is it Bettany or Brittany? My friends know that I accidentally texted Paul Brittany one time. And so I never lived that down. Paul Bettany was there, of course, who plays Vision as well. And that was really interesting to see. Excited for that series. We did have a few of the members of Avengers Doomsday and some new, I think a new trailer for that. I think it was a new trailer. And that looks great. I think they hit that so much up at Comic-Con that they didn't focus on it as much. And then we did get a new cast announcement for X-Men, which we kind of thought may be happening. And we did get the official cast announcement, including, yes, it's been confirmed, one big name is going to be there, Michelle.
Yeah.
It's Adam Driver who's going to be playing Magneto. So yeah, that has been speculated about, but it was confirmed in this. That is the big thing. So that was cool. Lots of stuff we got to see a little piece of the Bluey movie a little bit coming up here. Yeah. And we even a little bit of Keepy Uppy in the stands. It was really fun. From Disney Animation, we did get to see some of, Hexed. Oh, from Pixar, we got to see Gato too. We got to see a lot of footage, or a fair amount of footage from Gato. We got to see a bit of from Hexed, which is coming up here, including some new interesting cast announcements for that as well. And
Cool villain.
very cool villain with some old school Disney ties, Jodie Foster.
Yeah, that was an amazing announcement to see her come out. I mean, she started at a very young age at Disney, and they highlighted some of that. But to see her now being a very powerful villain,
Right,
and intriguing.
And Walter Goggins also in it. He has an interesting character, it seems like, as well. So excited for that. It wrapped up with we actually got a look at Frozen 3, which, Frozen 3. They had some technical issues, unfortunately, because it was supposed to be this big moment when Kristen Bell and Idina Menzel come out and sing their song, and there's supposed to be this big presentation. And unfortunately, there were some technical difficulties, so it didn't come off as well as maybe they hoped, but they were still amazing considering all that with their song. And then we did get Josh Gad out there, and we got, I guess, love is all around, including for Olaf. And who would Olaf fall in love with, Michelle?
Samantha.
Samantha? Who's Samantha? Yes, apparently he's in love with Samantha. We got to hear a song about his love for Samantha.
We got to see her.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
mock-up of it. It's still very early. That movie doesn't come out for more than a year from now. But we did get to see a little bit of footage, and well, you know me, #RealMenLoveFrozen. I was excited. But that's really good. I think as far as there was just one shocker, I think that I wasn't expecting that came out. And even though I knew that this game was coming, and I didn't know how it was going to tie into it. But they announced, yes, Coco 2. They announced, by the way, Incredibles 3. Yes, we got to see a little bit of that and some of the storyline.
I don't think we saw much.
No, but we got to see some of the concept artwork and what the storyline is going to be about it. Yes.
Mainly focused on the kids.
Right. And a new villain and this and that. And we did see that Coco 2, we knew Coco 2 was probably coming. It's coming. And that, yes, that De La Cruz is coming back. Benjamin Bratt took the stage, told us De La Cruz is coming back. But not only is he coming back there, he's also coming back in Kingdom Hearts, everybody, because Coco is going to be in Kingdom Hearts, and I lost it. Because he was saying, and there's something else that I'm going to be voicing in too. And they pop up and they show, and they said it was a game. I'm like, okay, is this Fortnite, or whatever? And
did they say it was a game?
Yes, they said it was a game because it was obviously, haven't you always wanted to play a game in the land of the dead? And so I saw that, and and there's Miguel up there, and it's from the original Coco, and he's up there playing Un Poco Loco and all this, and then. And so I'm thinking, okay, this is some sort of Fortnite thing, which is, Disney's had ties with Fortnite in the past. And then suddenly the Heartless start appearing and Sora. And it's like, I lost it. I absolutely lost it because, I'm a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts. Yeah. And I couldn't believe it. That was the tie-in, how they brought it to light. And yes, Kingdom Hearts 4, they showed a lot of different footage from the game that's going to be coming. Including that, yes, they're going to be visiting the land of the dead with Coco, and that's incredible, and some other various places as well as they always do in Kingdom Hearts. Another thing that was interesting that came out of it was something else Kingdom Hearts, right, Michelle? Yeah, you don't remember the series. There's a Disney Plus Kingdom Hearts series. There's so much tonight. Please, I'm going to forget everything. We're going to go back over this for our long episode next week and have much more. Oh, yeah, I know. We took 100 pictures because we were able to, when they weren't showing footage, we were able to take a lot of footage and some videos as well. Maybe that might start popping up on social media, but I'm sure a lot of people have it out there for you. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts series is coming up. The other thing that was really cool was we got to see some footage from Oswald, the new limited Disney Plus series that's coming out next year. You've heard that they were doing this. Jon Favreau's behind it. Catherine Hahn's there. We got to see a little bit of Tangled live action, or at least not really the movie, but we got to see some of the settings. And Catherine Hahn came out as Mother Gothel, and we got to, not as Mother Gothel, but she was talking about her role as Mother Gothel, and some of the other cast members, Eugene and of course Rapunzel, the actors that are playing them on location, as I predicted they might do. I didn't know Catherine Hahn would be back already, but yeah. But that was really cool. The settings look beautiful for that movie. So that's going to be great. But yeah, also Catherine Hahn is in Oswald. The great thing about Oswald, well, there's so many great things, and there was things in this short little bit that we saw brought a tear to my eye, and I won't just tell you why, but it did bring a tear to my eye. But that doesn't shock anybody. But it's going to be 2D. It's going to be hand drawn, at least for Oswald. It's going to be Oswald in the live action world, but his character is going to be hand drawn, and they brought in a lot of artists, hand drawing artists, 2D artists that maybe haven't been working with the company, and they brought a lot of them back.
Yeah, it was exciting to hear that as well, and to see a little bit of what it is. But you could tell it definitely was a project that Jon Favreau had a lot of passion about, the history of it and everything. And so it looks like it's going to be beautiful.
I love it. I'm excited for it. And like I said, there was an emotional moment for me there when I saw Oswald, and I won't give it away. But just thinking about where Oswald comes from and who he comes from and everything else. And I'm thinking about it right now. I'm getting a little emotional. Really, really good. I'm very, very excited for that series. I'm very, very excited for Oswald to be kind of, for most of the world doesn't know much about Oswald,
Right.
and for him to be kind of out there and to be discovered by a whole new generation and several generations is very exciting. So can't wait for that. So yeah, there's lots more to discuss. We got to cut it off here because we're exhausted. We need to shut it down because we got another busy day tomorrow. Tomorrow, we have not as much planned. We don't have any reservations for tomorrow. We do have some panels that we are going to try and stand by for. We have some shopping we may try and do as well, although we don't. The Tiki Bird was what we really wanted. Everything else is like gravy on top of that, but we may do some shopping as well. And then, of course, we have the Parks Experiences panel, which we will be therefore as well. But you can stream that, but we'll sum it all up for you. Again, once we wrap up our day, probably equally, if not more, exhausted tomorrow.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll be a little bit more coherent.
I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it. We can be much more coherent or less rambling, but we'll do our best. But anyway, thanks for joining us tonight for this bonus episode of the Hyperion Adventures podcast. Please, like us on social media. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel for those of you watching this on YouTube. We'll be doing this for the next couple days as well. And then, of course, back to the regular schedule next week when we'll really recap our weekend at D23. Michelle.
Yeah, we'll give you a little bit more details of things we haven't shared during this time.
Right. Otherwise, we will see you tomorrow night. Everybody, have a magical night. We'll see you tomorrow.